So the first thing that's worth knowing is for our song, there's only going to be 7 different notes that are going to be played, which is a great starting point to know there's only 7 notes, okay? Now, the next thing you need to know is that on each note, you can make a chord from each one of these notes. So you can have a chord of C, chord of D, chord of E. Now, the key thing to understand is how to make a chord. It's very simple, a basic chord, a triad. You take the bottom note of the chord. So we're going to start with the chord of C. You go 2 notes up the scale and you play the next note, which is an E. This is, yeah, you might want to zoom in for this bit. So you've got C, E, and then you go 2 notes up the scale again, and then you have a G. Now that is a C chord. Oh, the other thing I didn't mention is a C is located. You've got basically across the keyboard. You've got 2 black notes, then 3 black notes, 2 black notes, then 3 black notes. Now the C is always located to the left of the 2 black notes, the cluster of 2. Okay. So what I was saying. So make a chord. You take any note, then you take 2 notes higher from the scale, and then 2 notes higher again, and that's how you make a chord. So that's a chord of C. To make a chord of D, you do exactly the same but starting on D. 2 notes higher and 2 notes higher. That's a chord of D. That's a chord of E. That's a chord of F. That's a chord of G. And that's a chord of A. And that's all we're going to do for this lesson. Is all we're going to learn is those chords. Now, the great thing is in pop music, in Western pop music, you seldom ever have a chord built on the 7th note of the scale. So, in essence, you only have 6 chords. A song, basically, if it's in the key of C, will only use 6 chords. You'll probably be amazed to hear that, and we'll look into this more later. So you've got 6 chords. So basically, a song will use all of these 6 chords only. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to start getting familiar with these chords. Now, first of all, just have a go at playing them. I just use cheated fingers. Don't cheat with different fingers. I really, really encourage you not to cheat with this. It will make things much more difficult for you later on if you do. Use the thumb, the middle finger, and the little finger to play those 3 notes. If you're young or if you haven't played piano before, you'll probably find that when you first play, it's hard to get that finger to come up. You sort of end up playing them all together. Basically, it's just a muscle thing. You've never learned to lift that finger independently. So what I suggest you do, if you're really struggling, what I literally suggest you do is put all the fingers down and then try and lift that one and then lift that one. And just practice that a lot until you can get them. Just basically practice pulling them up like that until you can get them not pressing, so you can get those 3 pressing independently. Right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to play Candle in the Wind using these chords.